You're watching the All-State Saturday Kickoff.
It's a cool, soggy day here in Columbia, South Carolina. There has also been a gloomy feeling to the start of the season for both the Knights of UCF and the Gamecocks of South Carolina, as both try to right the ship today. Welcome to the SEC on ESPN. Fortunately, the rain has stopped. We're going to try and stay dry here today. He's John Congemi, former Pitt quarterback. I'm Clay Matvick. And John, it depends on who you ask, but some think that the sky is falling here in Columbia. A 1-2 start for the Gamecocks. They lost their starting quarterback Connor Mitch a couple of weeks ago, and today the head ball coach going with a true freshman at that position.
And that hasn't happened for Steve Spurrier since 1997 when he turned to our own Jesse Palmer for the Florida Gators. But he's turning to another freshman, a big freshman in Lorenzo Nunez. He's 6'3", 210 pounds, and he can run the football, something Steve Spurrier might not be accustomed to, but you're going to see a lot of action from the quarterback on the perimeter. Last week against Georgia, he had 10 carries for 76 yards. You'll see more running plays called from the sidelines for this freshman. Now, we will see Perry Orth, the guy that started at quarterback against the Bulldogs last week, but I think you're going to see a heavy dose, especially with the way the weather is today in Columbia. You're going to see a lot of quarterback run.
69-year-old head coach George O'Leary, 31 wins in the last 3 seasons at UCF, but an 0-3 start, including 2 one-point losses to FIU and FCS Furman last week. And this is a tough place to come in and try and fix things, but that's what they're going to do. UCF won the toss, and the Knights elected to defer. So we'll see the young quarterback, Lorenzo Nunez, to start. Donald Delahaye has it on the tee. Sean Carson, Rod Talley back deep to return for the Gamecocks. It's a short kick, and Carson from inside the 5 starts his return. Gets it across the 25 down at the 26. Lorenzo Nunez, first career start, highly recruited out of Kennesaw, Georgia. And like you said, John, a spark is all they're looking for this week.
They want this freshman quarterback to protect the football. They want him to use his legs because that's what he does best. And anytime you can get the football outside to Pharaoh Cooper, that's going to help as well. But Nunez is a guy that Coach Spurrier feels like it gives them something extra, and that's what they're looking for offensively.
Sean Carson lines up in the backfield to the right of Nunez. It's play action. And in trouble, Nunez uses those legs to get out of trouble. Heaves it downfield and nearly throws an interception on the first play from scrimmage. Drico Johnson, the free safety, had it in his hands and dropped it.
Well, we talked about this during the pregame. We said, you know what? I bet the ball coach is going to come out and maybe go deep on first down. Well, he tries to, but this is the inexperience of a young quarterback showing up. Just throw it away. Don't throw it up for grabs. That should have been an interception by Johnson and going the other way for UCF.
Only 1 takeaway in 3 games for the Knights. They almost had one on the first play as Carson gets the carry, and he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. So now 3rd down coming up for South Carolina. What are your keys on a Carolina possession?
Get it to your best player on the field. That's Pharaoh Cooper on the outside. No matter if it's a handoff, a pass play, any way you could get the football, number 11. And defensively, eliminate the big play. Eliminate the 3rd down conversions. Right here, this is a big down for UCF.
Carson in the backfield. Brandon Wilds, their starting running back, unlikely to play today with bruised ribs. 3rd down and 11. Nunez throws a strike, and a good catch by Pharaoh Cooper, and he lunges ahead for Gamecocks' first down.
Quarterback's best friend is your best player, and he's wearing number 11 for South Carolina. Simple out route, gets a little bit of cushion on the inside, good hand catcher of the football, and he knew where the marker was to move the chain.
More catches than the rest of the Gamecocks receivers combined. Pharaoh Cooper, as that is not a deep position for the Gamecocks. On first down, Nunez fakes the handoff and is stood up at the line. Dominic Spencer, the middle linebacker, makes the stop. Cooper, the junior out of Havelock, North Carolina, 1,000 yards receiving last year.
Well, he's a special talent. There's no doubt. I mean, he had a phenomenal year last year. You see the career touchdowns in the numbers. But he's just a guy that can create big plays anywhere on the football field for South Carolina. He's lined up in the slot, top of the screen here on 2nd and 9.
It's a 4-3 base defense for the Knights under new defensive coordinator Chuck Bresnahan. 2nd and 9. There's Nunez. Get to the outside, cuts it up, and another first down for the Gamecocks out to midfield. Drico Johnson, the free safety, finally makes the tackle, but that is his best asset without a doubt.
Terrific job by the offensive line of South Carolina. They pin everybody in a white shirt to the inside, and that allows their athletic freshman quarterback to get on the perimeter and make plays. That's what you should look for in South Carolina's offense today. A lot of plays with the quarterback run.
And now here's Carson, and he'll get a couple, maybe 3. Luke Adams, the defensive end, makes the stop. They think that starting quarterback Connor Mitch will be out another 2 to 4 weeks with that sprained right shoulder. He's also recovering from a hip infection, but head ball coach thinks that if Nunez can have a good day today, he could be the guy for the foreseeable future. David Williams in the backfield now for South Carolina on 2nd down and 8.
This might be another play where you dial up Cooper. He's in the slot to the wide side.
Just ahead of the play clock expiring. Nunez will throw, and he throws incomplete. And that was a play that barely got off in time ahead of the play clock.
Well, let's credit UCF defensively. There was nowhere to throw the football for the young quarterback.
Connor Mitch, Perry Orth, and today Lorenzo Nunez, first career start. Even though we saw him on the 2nd series last week at Georgia. And now third downs have been a real struggle the last couple of weeks for the Gamecocks. Nunez sets, throws, complete. The tight end Jarrell Adams. You and I were talking to Steve Spurrier. He wants to see Adams get involved more today.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. The head ball coach looked at us when we mentioned Adams, and he goes, well, he's capable. So he was more than capable there on that 3rd down catch. You can see the season numbers, a big body to throw to.
1st and 10 from the 33, and Williams will carry it ahead for a couple. So South Carolina, John, the first 3 weeks of the season really struggled on 3rd down. It's 2 for 2 on this drive.
And they've thrown it to the perimeter both times with very accurate throws by the freshman quarterback Nunez. That's encouraging for Steve Spurrier.
It's been methodical so far, but already the 10th play of this drive for the Gamecocks on the opening series.
And this might be option.
They'll swing it out to Cooper. He's got some space, but he's hit in the backfield and dropped for a 3-yard loss by Kyle Gibson, the corner. Nice play in the open field by the redshirt freshman Gibson.
Anytime you can take down Cooper in the open field with one player, you've done a heck of a job, and that's what Kyle Gibson did in the open field, the redshirt freshman from Tampa. Now again, a 3rd and long conversion opportunity for South Carolina in Lorenzo Nunez.
102nd in the country on 3rd down. 2 for 2 so far. 3rd and 11. Good pocket. Nunez over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Adams across the middle again. And it'll be 4th down. And special teams has been terrific for South Carolina this year. Steve Spurrier says it's one of the only things they've been able to brag about this year. They're going to bring the field goal unit on. Elliott Fry 6 for 8 on the year with a long of 51 at Georgia last week.
He's been dynamite. He needs to convert here to get that momentum.
This from 52. And he got it. The junior from Frisco, Texas, continues to have a great season here in 2015, and the Gamecocks drive stalls out, but they get points.
It stalls, but they get points, Clay. That's the most important thing you wanted to have with a young quarterback in Lorenzo Nunez. He was able to provide some completions on 3rd down. You get an Elliott Fry kick from 52 that goes through the post. Carolina on top.
South Carolina with a 12-play, 40-yard drive. And it gets the Gamecocks on the board. Steve Spurrier starting Nunez today. Wasn't terrific on that opening series, but wasn't too bad. Certainly protected the football.
Well, he was fortunate. His very first pass could have been a mistake that gets you on the bench in a hurry. He just threw it up down the field and threw a drop in the secondary by UCF. That kept the drive alive. Then he continued to make a couple of conversions on third down. I think that was key. Anything from the pocket that you can get out of a young quarterback to start in your first drive, that's a positive to build on.
Landon Ard kicks it into the end zone, and Tristan Payton will bring it out for UCF. Payton. The return kicks today. Jordan Akins, their best return man, is out. Bo Schneider, second career start. Also a true freshman. He's out of Dallas.
Well, Brent Key, the offensive coordinator, told us this is Bo Schneider's game to win. You know, it doesn't have to look over his shoulder. He had a prolific high school career. This is a guy that comes in with a lot of confidence. He's very accurate over the summer. So now it's his opportunity to run this offense. And I know that Bo is looking forward to the challenge today.
Started the game last week against Furman, which was a loss. Empty backfield for UCF. They'll throw on first down. It's incomplete, close to the 30-yard line. A collision intended for Traquan Smith. And Sky Moore and Rico McWilliams combined on the stop. You're going to see Moore today at the weak side linebacker spot.
We talked about the best players on both sides of the football for South Carolina. Pharoh Cooper is that guy on offense. Sky Moore is the linebacker, the best player on that side of the football for South Carolina. No question.
Started at middle linebacker the first few weeks. Second and 10 for Schneider. Cox fires, complete Smith. And that's a Knights first down. And the keys for UCF when they have the football.
I think it's big for UCF's offensive line. Can they hold up? Because South Carolina, their front seven pretty good. They can get after you. And with all the injuries that UCF's had up front, can they hold up and can they protect Bo Schneider? And defensively, they need to win on first down. South Carolina does. Through 3 games, they're allowing close to 9 yards on first down. That can't happen today at home.
Tim Payton in motion from the 33, first down at 10. Schneider the play fake. He wants a shot deep down the field. And he overshot Payton. Rico McWilliams was running stride for stride in the coverage. Schneider forced into duty. Their starting quarterback Justin Holman out with the broken index finger on the throwing hand. They're hopeful that the junior will be back next week, but George O'Leary isn't promising anything.
No, and it's probably going to be 2 weeks talking with quarterback coach Danny Barrett before the game. He just doesn't have the flexibility to throw the football. So that's why Bo Schneider, it's imperative for him to show that he can control and play quarterback at least through the next couple of weeks.
Bobbled the handoff. Taj McCowan then slowed to run up the field, and he's hit by Sky Moore, who's already having an impact in this first night series. And this is big for South Carolina. Look at this. They haven't forced a punt or a 3 and out in the first half this year.
No, that's unbelievable through 3 games. Now, I know the competition is there, especially last week with Georgia scoring 4 out of 4 times in the first half, touchdowns. But they need to generate something, a big play, create more pressure in the pocket here on third down.
3rd and 9. Schneider in trouble, dances away, throws off his back foot, and just throws out of bounds. And South Carolina will get off the field on 3rd down.
And the Gamecocks only bring 4. They threaten to bring more. They bail out at the last second on 3rd down, but credit that front 4 of being able to flush Bo Schneider to the wide side of the field and just throw the football away.
You know, that feels good for that unit. John Hoke and Lorenzo Ward, co-defensive coordinators. Hoke his first year at South Carolina. Caleb Houston on to punt from the 20-yard line. Pharoh Cooper, very dangerous, back at the 25. Fields it at the 21. To the far side of the field, gets across the 30 and is stood up shy of 35. So points on the first drive for South Carolina, and the defense doing its job. here in a soggy day in Columbia. 3-0 Gamecocks.
ESPNU College Football All-State Saturday Kickoff. Brought to you by Allstate, proud supporters of college football. Are you in good hands? And Go RVing. Find your away at GoRVing.com.
It's hard to be cocky when you're out to a 1-2 start. Back-to-back losses to Kentucky and Georgia, but Carolina fans happy to see that the true freshman points on the opening series for his offense. He'll throw on first down here out to the 42-yard line. Jacob August, the tight end, who walked onto this program, makes the catch. Pickup of about 8 yards.
That was a nice job by Nunez. He wanted to go outside, and his eyes led him back inside to Jacob August. So a nice simple throw right in front of him. Success on first down. Now you've got manageable second and short.
Third completion for Nunez. Out of the gun. Has Carson in the backfield with him. Runs down the line, cuts it up, and is dropped for a loss. Well, you've said it, Jim. He's a dynamic runner. Led the team with 76 yards and a touchdown last week. Not a polished passer, but now here's a third down situation. At times today, he's going to need to show that he can throw the football.
He is, and he's going to have to win from the pocket. Anytime you play quarterback, no matter what type of offense you run, there's going to come a point in time where you need to throw the football, plant your foot in the ground, and be able to win from the pocket.
Nice, brings some pressure. Nunez keeps it. He has a first 10 and more. Inside the 40-yard line and pushed out near the 35 by Gerard Boykins. Big run for Nunez, a gain of 24.
Terrific job on the short side by Lyman getting out in front, a hat on a hat. That's just a terrific job by Zach Bailey, pulling around and allowing his quarterback Nunez to get the perimeter to the short side. Steve Spurrier wanted to put the ball in his quarterback's hands and let his legs do the talking. So far, he's done a nice job on the ground.
Pharaoh Cooper in the backfield. He's looking for this pass, a flat. He's got it. And he's tripped up through the 30-yard line. A gain of 5 for Cooper. Spencer on the tackle for UCF.
Clay, I think it's always important for a young quarterback early in the game to put positive plays back to back to back. And that's what you're starting to see. You're starting to feel a little bit of rhythm in this offense, starting with the run and then trying to get through the air.
How important it was that he was not picked off on that first play, because you're seeing his confidence start to build. Inside hand to Cooper. Boy, and he is hit hard at the 30-yard line by a host of Knights. Jeremy Boykins, number 31, in on the stop. Rod Boykins, his brother, is also there, and Jeremy appears to be shaken up on the play. UCF has 2 sets of twins in the secondary. Shaquem and Shaquille Griffin, and Jeremy and Gerard Boykins. This is Jeremy Boykins who's down, and UCF can't afford any more injuries, especially in the secondary. They're looking at him. We'll step aside.
Brandon Fitzgerald back in the studio with our first update of the day. It's from Athens. Nick Chubb looking to match Herschel Walker's school record of 12 straight 100-yard games on the ground. This is a passing touchdown. It's 10-0 Bulldogs early. Clay?
In Columbia, alongside John Kajemi, I'm Clay Mabick. And the true freshman, Lorenzo Nunez, out of the gun here on 3rd and 4. And 3 of 4 on third down so far. Sets, has time, now tries to step up and run and falls down. And it'll be 4th down for the Gamecocks. The field goal unit will come out again.
Terrific job by the secondary of UCF. There's really nowhere to throw the football to the wide side. Nunez is trying to go to the slot to Pharaoh Cooper, but there's really nowhere to throw the football wide side. He didn't come off to the short side quick enough, so he didn't come off the play side quick enough to be able to get the football out.
Elliott Fry already hit a 52-yarder earlier. That one went off the upright. .49-yarder misses for Fry. No points on the board on that series for South Carolina.
Elliott Fry, Mr. Reliable for South Carolina so far. Doinks one, it's still 3-0.
The Bruins and the Wildcats square off in a battle of Pac-12 unbeatens UCLA, Arizona. Saturday Night Football presented by Wells Fargo. It's tonight at 8 on ABC. First real test for Rich Rod's team.
Yeah, he's 0-3 against UCLA, but Arizona's defeated a top 10 team in each of Rich Rodriguez's first 3 seasons, so something to build on for Arizona.
They run it here on first down. UCF giving it to Taj McGowan. We're going to see he and C.J. Jones mostly today getting the touches. William Stanback, the 1,000-yard rusher from a season ago, was dismissed this past week by George O'Leary. Not obeying team rules. And that was a big blow to this offense, which was already struggling. Just 248 yards per game. Last in the nation are the Knights in total offense. Second down and 8. It's McGowan again, and not much. You know, before the injuries and before the dismissal of Stanback, George O'Leary had planned to go no huddle, up tempo. It just hasn't turned out that he can do that.
Well, they haven't generated anything with their skill players, and that's where the injuries have occurred. We've talked about the offensive line being banged up, but when you don't have your starting quarterback, your starting running back, your top couple of wide receivers, you're very limited in what you can get to in your game plan to come in each and every week.
Schneider corralled and tossed to the grass. First sack of the day for South Carolina defense, and it's Boozy Whitlow, the true freshman.
No chance for Bo Schneider this time. Backside pressure. Whitlow comes bottom of your screen. He's just going to speed rush right by Aaron Evans and get to the quarterback. This South Carolina defense has turned it up a notch today at home.
And forced a punt in the first half all season until today. Now 2 4 punts on the Knights' first 2 possessions. Said it before, this is one of those days where the Gamecocks can get right, especially defensively, and that punt goes out of bounds. Decent field position for Gamecocks when we come back, leading 3-0 here in Columbia. Nunez, a guy that South Carolina otherwise redshirted this year, but forced into duty in a starting role in week 4. This is what he does best. He's those feet, and not a polished passer. It has been complete to Jarrell Adams. And the head ball coach looking for a spark today, John. Have we seen that in the first 2 series so far?
I don't know if we've seen a spark, but he comes as advertised. He's not going to be as accurate as you would think down the football field, but he's going to be able to run the ball. 5 rushes for 32 yards. That's pretty good from the quarterback spot. He's made some nice throws on 3rd down early in the game, so I think he has things to build on to give him confidence moving forward in this football game.
Settling for field goal attempts so far, 1 make and 1 miss. And now the Gamecocks go to work just outside of the 30-yard line. David Williams, a very big running back for the Gamecocks, who moves very well for 6'1", 222 pounds. He'll pick up a couple.
I think the one thing South Carolina is missing is that big play, that play that gathers 40 yards, 45 yards, a 35-yard run, or a pass play that you break a tackle. They need something to jumpstart the offense, and a play like that would energize what they're doing offensively.
That usually means Pharaoh Cooper. He's lined up into the slot on the left side. On 2nd down and 8, Nunez drops back. Throw. Nice catch by Adams and a first down. Pulled down near the 49-yard line. A gain of 15 for Adams.
The big fella going down and to the short side of the field, and he uses that 6'6" frame to go up and get it. Terrific job of recognizing that ball was coming high, and gets his head around, his hands up high. Just a good job by a big tight end, the senior out of Pinewood, South Carolina.
Cooper in the backfield, along with David Williams. Will play action. Big pocket, time to throw deep downfield. Underthrown again, and incomplete. DJ Neal, the true freshman, tried to come back to the football, but good pass and then something like that. That's probably what we're going to see today from Nunez.
That's a limitation on this offense. We're just talking about that explosive play down the field. Can you get it? I think as explosive as you can, the tight end play before that, that's what you're going to get today out of South Carolina. You're not going to get that ball down the field. I just don't know if Lorenzo Nunez has the arm strength to do that right now.
Second down and 10. Nunez 5 for 9, 54 yards so far.
Coach, you can take a timeout here.
They're running out of time. So Steve Spurrier gets the attention of the official and calls the timeout. Steve Spurrier Jr., who has been the eyes in the sky for Dad for basically his entire time here in Columbia, moves down to the field today from the press box. The quarterback's coach is upstairs now.
Well, you know what? Communication as a coach, especially as an assistant coach, sometimes you get comfortable either upstairs or downstairs. And I think the head ball coach wants his son down there so he can look him in the eye just like he does his quarterbacks and get that relationship going where he can get something instantly right now that he needs from that unit.
D.A. Magus, the quarterback coach who recruited Nunez and knows him very well, is upstairs now, perhaps for a better perspective on his day. And after the quick timeout for the Gamecocks, second down and 10 from the 49-yard line of South Carolina. Nunez on a quarterback keeper. And he stopped close to the first down. Dominique Spencer got here for the tackle, but he's about 1.5 yards short. And it'll bring up third down and manageable here in UCF territory.
You can tell the confidence is there when he's running the football. That's what he does best.
Williams stopped. Big play for that UCF front. It's a veteran D-line for the Knights, John, and they have remained fairly healthy while everyone else has been going down with injuries. That's been one of the bright spots for that team.
That's the one unit that head coach Steve Spurrier worried about. He said their front seven, they can run, they're physical at the point of attack, and they're hard to move. On that third down attempt, everybody in a white jersey was very hard to move.
So fourth down here for the Gamecocks, and they're going to let the first quarter come to an end. Decision here for Steve Spurrier. See if he goes for it on fourth down when we come back. South Carolina 3, UCF nothing after 1.
Brandon Fitzgerald back in studio. We showed you what Nick Chubb's up to. Let's show what Leonard Fournette's up to. He's blocking here. Brandon Harris gets in trouble, says, "Give it to me." He's off down the left sideline. He would go 48 yards. He would later score a touchdown to cap the drive, and it's 7-0 Tigers on the road at Syracuse.
He's becoming some people's pick for the Heisman Trophy. Welcome back to the SEC on ESPN. Leonard Fournette, fun to watch for the Bayou Bengals. They decide to punt. Gamecock Sean Kelly, the JUCO transfer, trying to pin UCF deep. Did he do it? And mark that one down near the 1-yard line. A 42-yard punt, and UCF will have its back up against the end zone.
Good job on special teams, and that's exactly what Steve Spurrier wanted, sending his punting unit out there. Pin UCF deep in their own territory. Now they get the football inside the 2-yard line. And they haven't shown the ability to put back-to-back positive plays together. So now it's time for this defense to either force a turnover or get a 3-and-out to flip the field.
Just 5 yards of total offense for the Knights so far. Going to look at this. Perry Orth was seen warming up just moments ago for South Carolina. Orth made his first start last week. There you see Kelly, the punter, who pinned UCF deep. As they're looking at the punt.
The only thing that the officials could possibly be looking at is if the ball hit the line on the way down, if it broke the plane. That's what you worry about in college football, if that punt lands on the goal line.
Couldn't tell from that look.
Great job and great hustle by the special teams of South Carolina.
That was a snapper, Drew Williams, number 47, who got down there to keep that out of the end zone. That's where it hit out. Now, did it touch the white line? That's the question.
I don't believe it did.
Play's going to stand.
Tough spot for UCF and their offense. Crowd getting into it, young quarterback on the road. Haven't been able to put a lot of rhythm in their offense, a lot of back-to-back plays together. The last thing you want to do is give it away. Have to protect the football both through the air and on the ground.
Schneider goes under center on first down. Hit in the backfield, and it's a sack for a safety. Boozy Whitlow again with a big play here the first half for the Gamecocks.
Last series it was a sack. This time you win up front, and the freshman from Alabama just swims the offensive line and gets to the running back for the safety. This is a terrific individual play. He's unblocked. Whitlow on the safety. Huge for this defense.
Boozy Whitlow with the tackle in the end zone. A safety. South Carolina leads at 5-0. This is a defense that has 5 new starters from a week ago. Change on that side of the ball. We're seeing better play. Of course, it's that they're facing the most anemic offense in the country.
Well, they had only one way to go, and that was up defensively.
Short kick. Tally on the return, and he's going to slip and dive ahead of the 30-yard line down at the 32. And we'll see who South Carolina brings out at quarterback. We saw Perry Orth warming up, and he's got his helmet on. He made his first career start last week at Georgia, had a touchdown run. So-so passing the football, but he is a better passer than Nunez.
Well, he gives them a chance to move the football through the air, and I think that's why you're going to see both guys today, because they're looking to get some consistency from the position until Connor Mitch is healthy and back into this offense.
And they think that's going to be another 2 to 4 weeks. He's got a shoulder and a hip injury. Orth on his first play. Cox now pulls it down. Still surveying the field, and he'll rifle it out of bounds. Incomplete. DJ Neal, the closest receiver. So it's 2nd down and 10.
And Clay, you're looking at both of these quarterbacks. It's one of their chances to seize the position. Steve Spurrier wants to win, and he doesn't care if it's Connor Mitch coming back after 4 weeks. Yeah. It's a combination of Orth and Nunez. He needs more production. He needs consistency, looking to make good decisions, and somebody to take the reins and lead this team at the position.
2nd down and 10. David Williams to the right of Orth, who's out of the gun. He'll to the right, throws on the run, and it's bobbled and dropped by Neal. Now the who they have high hopes for leaves that one on the turf. And quarterback play this season leaving something to be desired.
Inconsistent. It's really incomplete, and I think it's holding back the productivity of a guy like Farrell Cooper on the outside. That's why you see so many times you're trying to get easy pitch and catches to 11 on the perimeter.
Here's another 3rd down for South Carolina. 3 of 6 on 3rd down today. 33% on the year. That's 2nd to last in the conference. Play clock under 5. Orth pumps, throws deep down the right side, has a man that was open, but Carlton Hurd was about 3 or 4 steps behind that throw from Orth, and it's 4th down. Not an auspicious start for the junior walk-on.
I'm not sure if that was a busted route or just a bad throw on the outside, but you've got to keep your receiver in bounds, no matter if that was going to be a short corner or a go route. It was kind of in between. I think that caught Perry Orth by surprise.
We were in the head ball coach's office yesterday, and he told you and I, not even out of the realm of possibility, we'll see Michael Scarnecchia, the redshirt freshman quarterback, who's third on the depth chart, at some point here today. 47-yard punt, no return for Chris Johnson. 5-0 South Carolina.
ESPNU College Football All-State Saturday Kickoff, brought to you by Belfort Property Restoration, restoring more than property. For more information, visit belfor.com.
Pictures from 2005. That was the first game as head coach at South Carolina for Steve Spurrier. Again, these very same UCF Knights. Carolina won the game. The Gamecocks would win 5 straight SEC games that year, including beating Florida. As UCF gives it to McGowan, he's got a run of about 4 yards. They finished 7-5 that season, second place in the SEC East. It'll take a few years to get really rolling. Of course, he had those 3 straight 11-win seasons, but now it's on a downward trend. 7-6 last year, a 1-2 start this year.
Well, he's got to get some of those seniors, and he's got to get healthy at key positions for this season early yet to turn around.
This Knights offense trying to get something going. McGowan 3 more yards and brought down.
I would think if you're UCF, you have to feel pretty good right now. You haven't really done anything offensively to speak of, and you're down 5 points in this football game. If you could get a conversion on 3rd down and keep your offense on the field, the key thing here is to protect the football, but keep your offense on the field. Win field position back.
They haven't converted on 3rd down yet. South Carolina showing pressure. They rush 4. The throw complete by Schneider. Caught at the 40-yard line by Jordan Franks, the converted defensive back. 1st down, UCF, a gain of 13.
Big target over the middle, and that's the easiest throw to make for a quarterback. Stand right down the middle. Your big tight end comes right over the football. Nobody there in a red jersey to defend. That's just a good call offensively by Brent Key, the offensive coordinator. Make it easy for Bo Schneider.
That's the second 1st down for the Knights. Second completion for Schneider. He'll late fake, and he's hit hard as he's able to get the pass away. It lands incomplete, intended for Popolo. TJ Holloman, the new middle linebacker this week, was in on the pressure, number 11.
He's the quarterback of this defense. He's inserted into the lineup. He's just going to come here and find a gap on this UCF offensive line. There's a game front, and he fits it perfectly. Forces Bo Schneider into a quick throw.
Holloman did not play the first 2 games for the Gamecocks. And since they move more to weak side, Holloman now starting in the middle. 2nd and 10. Short pass bobbled and dropped and almost intercepted by Moore, who has 10 in his career, 3 this year. So now 3rd down and long.
That move at middle linebacker gets the best players out on defense for South Carolina to put pressure on Bo Schneider. That means TJ Holloman and Sky Moore, more importantly, around the football to make plays.
Now Carolina, who could not for the life of them get off the field on 3rd down last week against Grayson Lambert of Georgia, trying to do it again here against the Knights. Schneider has time, throws to the sideline. It's caught by Cal Bloom, the tight end, but fell short of the 1st down. It's 4th down.
Good job by UCF's offensive line of allowing Bo Schneider some time, but head coach George O'Leary is going to punt the football back to South Carolina. At least they have had an opportunity to flip the field on the Gamecocks.
Cale Houston, 3rd punter out of Tennessee, will kick it to Cooper. And penalty marker. First penalty flag of the game. And that's one of the things that George O'Leary's been happy about this year. Despite the fact his team is very young, they haven't had a lot of penalties. 2nd fewest in the country, but they're flagged there.
No, but that penalty may give an opportunity for a return by Pharaoh Cooper.
Cooper at the 15. Good punt by Houston. Back super inside the 5, and he dropped it. UCF has recovered at the 1-yard line. A terrible mistake by the veteran Cooper, and he gives it to the Knights right on the doorstep.
And that's the last guy you would think would make a bad decision either on offense, but in this instance, it's on special teams. A booming kick that sent Cooper inside of his 5-yard line. You just let this one go. You're backpedaling inside your 5. Let that thing go. Opportunistic special teams opportunity there on the recovery for UCF. They're going to have the football inside the 2-yard line.
TJ Mutcherson recovered that ball at the 1-yard line for the Knights, whose offense has been given a great gift. First down and goal, and a chance to take the lead for UCF.
With one play on special teams and one offensive play.
Nick Hattie in as the Wildcat quarterback. He takes off for the corner and scores. Touchdown, Knights. Turning a turnover into points. A big break on the road for a team that needed a lift.
And this house is stunned. Terrible decision on special teams leads to a 2-yard run by the Wild Knight quarterback Nick Patty. And George O'Leary, he knows he's smiling for a reason. They haven't done anything offensively to speak of, and they're going to have a chance to go up by 2 points.
Matthew Wright, redshirt freshman kicker, tacks on the extra point, and George O'Leary's club leads at 7-5 here in Columbia.
Unbelievable turn of events here in Columbia. A terrible decision, but Cooper inside of his 5-yard line leads to a Nick Patty touchdown. The Knights are on top.
There's TJ Mutcherson, who recovered that 53-yard punt. Steve Spurrier, who said this week to you and I, the only thing I've really been able to brag about has been special teams.
and now that's gone to the hopper as well, because you start at the 16-yard line. When your toes hit the 10-yard line, you don't continue back even close to football. I mean, you just get away. Even if you're a special player like Pharoh Cooper is, that's not a smart decision to make in special teams.
It's wet out there on this track today, John, but that certainly did not factor into that mistake for Pharoh Cooper, a guy that you would not expect to make a decision like that.
Just get away from the football and don't allow yourself to be in a position to make a bad decision. Well, now he has an opportunity to come on offense and try to right the ship, but Carolina now down in this football game 7-5 and seem to have, you know, the crowd into it. UCF couldn't do much offensively. This offense has to take control of the game right now, no matter who's playing quarterback.
And it'll be Lorenzo Nunez to start this series. Perry Orth did not look good on his one series. 3 and out. Sean Carson will come out as the running back. Jarrell Adams shifts from right to left as tight end. And is Carson. Runs ahead for a couple. Again, Brandon Wiles out this week. It's a slight crack in his ribs. Left game last week with what they thought were bruised ribs. Find out it's a slight crack. It's going to be for sure another week, maybe longer, before the senior can get back into the South Carolina running game, and they miss him right now. Second down and 8. Nunez sprints out on the run, throws, and it's bobbled but held on to by Jeffrey. Shamir Jeffrey, the senior, picks up the first down on 9-yard reception.
Good spot of the football by Nunez, rolling the wide side. He beat the coverage with the ball placement and threw open his wide receiver.
Temp picking up first down and 10 from the 36. Nunez gets out of a tackle. Stiff arm and tripped up. Good tackle there by Kyle Gibson, who's done a pretty good job bringing ball carriers down to the ground in open field. Tackles Nunez, who at 6'3", 210, John, you alluded to this. Hard to bring down in the open field.
He is. Once he gets going north and south, he runs like a running back, and he has that build. So good open field tackle by Kyle Gibson.
Nunez 7 carries, 41 yards so far on the ground.
This is where they've gone to the tight end. Little out routes, easier throws for Nunez.
Tons of time. Nunez deep downfield. Looking for his man. It's Cooper. Incomplete. And there's Kyle Gibson again defensively for UCF. 3rd down and 9.
Pharoh Cooper had the defensive back where he wanted him. This ball needs to be out in front of Cooper. If it is, it's 6 points. Throw it to the middle of the football field. Look how he has to slow up to try to make that catch. If that ball's towards the middle of the football field, you throw away from coverage, Cooper's going to be able to keep that defensive back pinned on his hip and make the catch.
Going to set two receivers to the right. One to the near side. Nunez, 3rd down and 9. To the sideline. Underthrown. Did Cooper hang on? No. It's incomplete. And on that boundary, there's Shaquan Burkett.
Well, let's credit this UCF defense. They've been able to come up with a couple of pass breakups on 2nd and 3rd down. A heck of an effort by Cooper on the sidelines, but the heel hits out of bounds as trying to control the football.
3rd straight punt for South Carolina. Sean Kelly. And Chris Johnson fields it inside the 15. Penalty flags are on the field. With 9:05 to go here before halftime. Now the college football season continues with a critical doubleheader. First at 7, college football primetime presented by Hilton. Number 14 Texas A&M trying to stay hot against Arkansas. Then at 10:30, number 19 USC and Arizona State. Both of those teams 2-1 tonight on ESPN and streaming live on Watch ESPN. The Texas A&M offense this season, they're still putting up points, as they always want to do.
They've been spectacular. Kyle Allen, 9 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions, averaging close to 500 yards per game. They can crank it up.
Penalty backs UCF inside that 10-yard line. C.J. Jones nearly dehorned on a tackle. Flags come raining in. Luckily a face mask on the Gamecock. Jones hit that hole, and then he nearly had his helmet pulled off. Lorenz Bryant, junior Sam linebacker, with the penalty.
Coming from the backside, he gets airborne, and that right hand gets on the face mask. A good call by the officials, and that gets UCF from horrible field position outside the 20-yard line.
Bryant has moved into that starting spot. And Sam again. Gamecocks making a lot of changes in that second level. There's another completion and a first down to Traquan Smith. He is their guy now in a depleted receiving corps now that Jordan Akins is out for the year with a knee injury.
Yeah, that's the guy they missed the most. Jordan Akins, he was lost opening kickoff last week, and now you have a guy in Smith taking over. Another big body on the outside. Not so much tall, but he's a wide body to throw to. Good target.
4th completion for Schneider. First down from the 34-yard line for UCF. They'll run it this time. Nothing there for Jones. He is tackled quickly by T.J. Gurley, the Spur linebacker. Schneider, true freshman quarterback, 2nd career start for the Knights. It seems like he has settled in a little bit.
He has. You know, he has. But you need some help on the outside. You need your line to give you that time. And that's what quarterback coach Danny Barrett wants to get across to him. Protect the football. You're still in this football game the way you're playing. We're doing okay. You just want to make good decisions from that position and get that percentage up. And that's what offense coordinator Brett Key's doing early in this game.
Here it is, under 8 minutes to go for halftime. UCF playing from in front on the road against South Carolina. Schneider throws it quickly into another first down to the 45-yard line. And it's Smith one more time.
Using his body to shield the defenders. And also good location by Bo Schneider on those last 2 quick slants. Throwing it away from coverage, protecting the football.
Jeff Godfrey, the last true freshman starting quarterback at UCF. That was in 2010. Before him, Dante Culpepper in 1995. Schneider on center. Jason Ray snaps it. Deep handoff. Jones straight ahead and hit again. at the line of scrimmage by T.J. Holloman, who's having a very good first half for the Gamecocks. Again, starting in the middle today. Very vocal, very smart player.
He's a thumper inside. He's going to come in and just fill the hole at the line of scrimmage. Might have been a tackle for loss of 1 on the play. He just finds a way to get to the ball carrier. Very instinctive linebacker. They needed to find a way to get him in the lineup.
2nd down and 11. 5 receivers. Schneider has time to throw. Comes on the drag route to Tristan Payton, and he carries for a first down after the catch, as UCF now is in plus territory with 6.5 to go.
Starting to put positive plays back together through the passing game. That time all vertical routes, and they allow Payton on the delay route. Just a little drag underneath. It's, again, an easy throw for Bo Schneider to complete right in front of him.
This Gamecocks defense, last in the SEC in total defense, allowing 472 per game.
You're almost waiting for them to go up top at some point here with a little play action.
Johnson in motion. Schneider, time to throw. The comebacker caught by Johnson. Another first down for Knights. He is quickly swarmed, but they will move the chains one more time as the sophomore walk-on came back to that football and made the catch.
I can feel a little momentum going towards UCF, especially on the offensive side of the football. And it's led by good protection and Bo Schneider making accurate throws and good decisions for his head coach, George O'Leary.
5 first downs on this drive alone. 1st and 10. And pressure picked up, lobbing it toward the end zone. A man caught. Touchdown, UCF. Traquan Smith. A 30-yard touchdown pass by Schneider. And how about that? The Knights march it down the field and score on a big play.
And let's give Bo Schneider some credit. He put air under this football to allow Smith to get open. He hangs this football out the only place he could put it beyond Al Harris Jr. That's just a good route behind coverage and a quarterback giving his wide receiver an opportunity to run under the football.
Drive started at the 7-yard line.
And remember, the face mask allowed them to get from the 7 outside the 20 to kickstart this drive.
(14-5). UCF with lead, and the stunned looks on the crowd here at Williams-Brice Stadium.
Terrific job by Schneider finding Smith behind coverage, and it's quiet in Columbia.
The secondary of South Carolina continues to struggle. Bo Schneider, the true freshman, 5 for 5 on that drive, John.
Watch what happens. There's a vertical route down the middle of the field there. So that means this safety is going to go away. It's going to go away from the corner route, but Al Harris needs to continue on the corner. Watch Harris Evan. He's going to pass up the wide receiver to the safety, but he's threatened already. So that means Al Harris had to continue on that corner route. That's a good route by Brent Key, the offensive coordinator. They threaten the middle, so the safety has to pay attention to that. But Al Harris has to continue on coverage against Smith on the corner.
This is returnable for Sean Carson. Gamecocks need a lift. And a decent run across the 25, just short of the 30-yard line. For Sean Carson, who had a 51-yard kickoff return last week, just ahead of half. And now we'll see how South Carolina responds. They're down 9 on their home field to a team that's 0-3.
Well, just a couple of minutes ago, you felt like South Carolina was kind of in control of the game. All they had to do was put drive together. Well, now they look at the scoreboard. It's 14-5. And the freshman quarterback is going out there saying, hey, guys, we got to put some positive plays here. I need to step up my game, but everybody around me also has to do the same.
Nunez will hand off to David Williams. And he'll give maybe one. You're still waiting for Williams to have a breakout game. Again, Williams and Carson getting most of the carries for the Gamecock squad. Might see Rod Talley too today.
Well, we started this broadcast, Clay, with Steve Spurrier, the head coach of South Carolina, looking for a spark. I'm not sure he's found that yet from the quarterback position.
Nunez on the move. And he barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. Kyle Gibson ushered him out. It's going to bring a third down again for the Gamecocks. Good coverage downfield. And the UCF secondary. And now, the look on the face of Steve Spurrier kind of says it all. It's been a lot third and longs for South Carolina today.
Well, there's not a whole lot you can do as a play caller when you're not having success at the line of scrimmage. You have to be able to control the line of scrimmage and make plays when they're available. So far, Nunez has not been able to do that with his right arm.
Nunez has time. Still looking downfield. Over the middle. Caught. First down for Jarrell Adams. That was a big play for Lorenzo Nunez at a time when his team needed him. An 18-yard completion to tight end.
And it all starts up front. Good pass protection for Nunez to come back to his big tight end. He was waiting for him to clear. The time in the pocket allowed Nunez to hold on to the football and give Adams time to find some room in that UCF secondary.
South Carolina had been 0 for their last 4 on third down. Now they're getting close to midfield. With 3.5 to go before halftime. A couple of timeouts for South Carolina. On first down, a little play fake. Nunez hops in the pocket, steps up, and he's got a lot of room. To the 40, stiff arm. Still on his feet inside the 30 and out near the 25-yard line. Great patience by the rookie quarterback to wait for a block to bring him.
It's what he does best. There's no hiding the fact that he's a runner first. He's going to go back after play action. Nunez, hey, there's huge room up the middle and good patience to allow his running back, David Williams. The block in front of him allows him to get another 5 or 8 yards down the field.
29 yards on that carry. He's now got 70 yards on the ground. Under 3 minutes to go. Williams hit immediately after the handoff. Tony Garrod, sophomore defensive tackle. It's a loss of 6.
Penetration at the point of attack by Garrod. He's just going to manhandle. He goes right behind the pulling of the offensive line to the wide side. And Garrard gets his second tackle for loss on the season.
Now 2nd and 16. We've seen Perry Orth already. The series, 3 and out. Nunez back in there. And now he's dancing, looking downfield. Runs to the sideline. He'll throw on the run. Has a man wide open. Did he stay in bounds? Yes, Carlton Hurd with the catch. The senior from Athens, Georgia, hauls it in for a gain of 15, and now it'll bring up third down and short.
Well, it keeps the drive alive, but this is a touchdown if he throws it to the inside shoulder. There's nobody behind Carlton Hurd, and those are the types of plays that you sometimes can't get back in a football game.
And UCF has called a timeout. With under 2 minutes to go here before halftime. When we have a chance, let's check into the studio.
Hey, thanks very much. Coming up in a few minutes, Kevin Carter joins me. Couple of running backs looking to make news. Nick Chubb, Georgia, looking to match a school record of Herschel Walker, and Leonard Fournette looking to continue to impress. BYU trying to get it done in Michigan. Harbaugh and his team look impressive. That's coming up at the half, guys.
All right, I'm sure it's a great atmosphere inside the Carrier Dome with all those agents up there.
That's right.
And Nick Chubb, a lot of people talk about him around the SEC. He's certainly a candidate for the Heisman too.
You know what? Between the SEC running backs from LSU and Georgia, they've been 1-2 early in this season. I think they're going to continue to have highlights in the near future.
This is a big play for South Carolina here in this ball game. Down 9, just ahead of halftime. 3rd and 1.
I think this is quarterback run all the way to the short side. I would think you're going to get it to your quarterback and let him make the tough yardage.
Tight end Adams lines up to the right. 3 receivers to the near side instead he moved. Now Tony Garrod just a big play for UCF, and that one not so good.
Yeah, try to anticipate the snap count. That was a pretty good job by Lorenzo Nunez. Right away, he went to congratulate his offensive lineman. You know, sometimes you can get on the sideline and say, hey, guys, I'm going to go with the hard count. I need you to be patient. That time it worked out for an easy first down.
As bad as this half has been for South Carolina, now they are deep in the red zone. Touchdown would go a long way to healing how this first half is felt. Nunez takes off, hurdles a would-be tackler at the 10, and is down near the 8-yard line. The athleticism of him is undeniable.
When it really looked like Nunez was going to get close to the goal line on that play. Terrific blocks out in front, but credit Gerard Boykins. He came out of nowhere to corral the quarterback.
So second down and goal from the 9. Sean Carson.
You've got Cooper in the slot. He's your best player for South Carolina.
Nunez throws to the end zone. Incomplete, intended for Cooper. Well, there he was. He just didn't connect.
When he'd like to have that one back. He attacks the football in the back of the end zone. Renzo Nunez trying to buy some time in the pocket. Watch him come in front of the defender. This is an easy touchdown, and the ball just beats him up. That doesn't happen much to Cooper.
Well, that should have been a touchdown. Of course, on special teams, he gave a touchdown to UCF, muffing a punt. It's been a tough day for the star junior receiver.
Well, you spread the offense set out. This could be quarterback run up the middle.
Third down goal, Nunez looking again to the end zone. And that one's knocked down. Oh, Shaquan Burkett. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Got his arm up even though he didn't see the ball coming, knocked it down.
Burkett never turns to locate the football, but he must have seen the eyes get huge by Jarrell Adams, the tight end. This is just an instinctive defensive play. He's going to take a look, and Adams must have really anticipated the catch, and just by luck, Burkett throws his right arm out in the path of the football.
So now Elliott Fry comes on for a 27-yard attempt. He missed from 39 earlier, bangs that one home, and South Carolina again has to settle for a field. Fry make a 5-2, that one from 27. It's 14-8.
And that's got to be disappointing for head coach Steve Spurrier. You have a couple of positive plays in the passing game. You get a big run by your freshman quarterback. You're setting up first and goal at the 10, and you drop a pass in the end zone with your best player. That's the play call you probably dial up 10 out of 10 times to get it to Pharaoh Cooper, and he doesn't come through.
There's so many injuries on the South Carolina team. We've talked about Connor, their center, Allen, not out at least another week with a high ankle. Brandon Weiss, the starting running back, out with those ribs. So that means guys like Pharaoh Cooper have even a bigger role than normal because of the lack of depth right now.
He's got a lot on his plate, but that's one you expect him to make. You don't expect him to make a decision, a bad decision in special teams, and you surely don't see him dropping passes as a wide receiver. But that's something that's physical. That's something that you can come back and correct in the second half, and I know that Steve Spurrier will it's that at halftime.
Now the Gamecocks within 6 with 1:04 to go here before half. UCF, who took it down the field 93 yards on 7 plays on their last possession, will get the football back just ahead of half. Line drive kick. It's going to get into the end zone and won't return. Now Sunday from 8 a.m. until noon, ESPNU brings you college football Sunday. From Heisman hopefuls to championship contenders, College Football Sunday, the only show that ranks them all exclusively on the U. Ole Miss, the highest ranked team from the SEC this week after last week's win over Alabama. The Rebels are a real college football playoff contender.
They are. Quarterback goes on the road for the first time against Alabama, and Chip Kelly gets a W.
Ohio State, of course, still #1 in the land. So just over a minute to go. UCF has all its timeouts remaining. And it's 1st and 10 from their 25. And South Carolina wants a timeout. They've got one left.
Yeah, I don't think they had the right personnel in there. May have only had 10 defenders on the field.
Again, John, they have 5 new starters on defense this week.
And that's critical because that's a mistake. At 2 timeouts remaining with 1:04 left to go, you have the opportunity to stop the clock and maybe
get the
football back.
There's Lorenzo Ward, co-defensive coordinator. John Hoke, who spent the last 13 years in the NFL as an assistant. Also part of that coaching staff. Has his hands in the defense. There's Hope. And last week, just a nightmare. Georgia's Grayson Lambert, 24 of 25 passing for an NCAA record 96% completion rate.
Yeah, I think the Georgia fans were calling for his job the week before.
There's a handout to C.J. Jones. And he'll get a handful. We're under a minute to go before half. And UCF, we'll see how they play this year, but they've got to be happy.
Absolutely.
You know, being conservative here in the 5 seconds of the half. They've got a lead in Columbia.
You wouldn't have thought this would be the outcome going to halftime, the way the game started and the way the South Carolina defense had been dominant. They haven't done that so far through 3 games, but today they played better but still find themselves behind.
Schneider. Again, a safe play. Jones trying to rip his way out of a tackle. Holloman holds him down, and he'll bring up 3rd down and 2. Might be the last play of the half. It will be. That guy had a tough first half. Farrell Cooper. George O'Leary's Knights leading 14-8 at the break. The biggest play in that half. The muff punt by the veteran Cooper that led to a 1-yard touchdown run. The Knights have the lead 14-8 at the break.
All right, Clay, 14-8. It's Parents' Weekend at Williams.